Lincoln Riley, Chad Bowen, and Chad Savage have done it again, as USC once again rises to a total of 27 commits for the 2026 recruiting class and earn their second five-star of said class per 24/7 Sports rankings, with 31st overall player and number one overall tight end Mark Bowman, who stands at 6'4.5", 225 pounds, out of Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. If they can earn his services, if they can hold on to him and he enrolls with the Trojans, they will have earned his services and his talents over the likes of Oregon, Georgia, Texas, and Ole Miss, who all had visits scheduled with Bowman along with USC. And at the end of the day, those other four schools have had more success than USC over the past few seasons. They have. It's not hating. It's just USC hasn't fielded a great team in a long time. And the 2022 team, while it contended for the Pac-12, at the end of the year, I don't know if people would call that necessarily a great team. Won a lot of games, but were they one of the national contenders? I don't think so. But I think that this 2026 class, and I've said this before, is a sign of things to come, potentially, for Lincoln Riley and D'Anton Lynn. They've already held on to him from other competitors, so I assume he's going to be a part of the staff in the long haul. And, Eric Henderson, for example, Doug Belk, Rob Ryan, and then Chad Savage, Dennis Simmons. I mean, they have one of the better staffs in the country, not just in my mind at developing and scheming, but now we're seeing it in the recruiting as well. And you can also thank Chad Bowman for that, obviously. But before we get further into this commitment, I just want to ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Please comment your thoughts down below as well on this commitment, your reaction, where you think USC stands with its current 2026 recruiting class. I know they lost Xavier Griffin. They've had some decommits here and there, and then they get another commitment to kind of keep them in that 26, 27, 28 commit range. It's especially important for you to like the video, watch it all the way through, and also to hit the notification bell, because that way we get into the algorithm, and with the notification bell, you can get notified when we release new content, even breaking recruiting news like this. And if you want to support the channel monetarily, donate. There's the Patreon page and merchandise store. Links are in the description. And you can also find our Discord server, where you can ask me questions that I'll make videos on, in the description. So check those out, but let's get back to this very briefly. This is breaking news, just happened a few minutes ago. Bowman going to USC, or at least committing there for the time being. He's the number 3 overall player in California. And when you look at it, Ryder Lyons currently has a crystal ball to USC, although On3 and others think that he is probably going to go to Oregon. Oregon's pursuing him. Brandon Arrington, an athlete in California, number 2 overall player. His services are to be announced. He's committing on July 5th, and he has a visit scheduled to USC, and he's being recruited primarily by Doug Belk. Richard Wesley, who was committed to Oregon, decommitted from Oregon, and it looks like with that, Oregon's class fell outside of the top 20, at least outside the top 10. It looks like they were on track to having a top 10 class pretty soon, but that decommitment after Lanning, jumped into the pool with him only 7 days prior to his decommitment, was pretty bad. Bowman is a top 4 player in the state of California, 3rd overall. Cody Green is an offensive tackle, once committed to Oregon, who's now committed to Washington. And Chris Henry Jr., number 6 overall player, is committed to Ohio State. But the 8th best player, Samode Kadoanga, is committed to USC as well. Same with the 11th player, the 12th best player, the 16th, the 20th, the 24th. All of these guys, by the way, including the 29th and 31st, all of whom are 4 stars per 24/7 Sports. Not the composite, but 24/7 Sports. And I imagine they'll get some more of these players for sure. They're doing a very good job recruiting in California. This staff is. Chad Savage earns another great commitment. Earned one from wide receiver Trent Mosley and another from wide receiver Luke Weaver in March and May of this year, 2025. So this is just USC continuing to build momentum, to get on top of their game. And if Riley has a successful year this year, and by successful, I mean 8-9 wins, if they show progress from last season, I think they'll hold on to the majority of this class, maybe close to all of it. They could even get a better class than what they have now. And with that staff, they will develop these players into being titans. They will. Lincoln Riley knows that, along with Chad Bowen, the general manager, who's now taking over, roster management duties, obviously, and getting involved with recruiting, using the strategies that he implemented at Notre Dame, along with Marcus Freeman, to build their roster into a high-caliber, high-flying power. He knows that they have to be built for the Big Ten, and that's why they're focusing a lot on defense in this class. That's why they're locking down an area of specialty, an area of advantage, a key advantage they have in the Big Ten, which is they are a part of the state of California, which is one of the most talent-rich areas in football. And if they can lock that down or somewhat lock it down, well, they have a talent advantage over the rest of the Big Ten, the entirety of the rest of the Big Ten in terms of in-state recruiting. So kudos to Lincoln Riley, kudos to Bowen, to Chad Savage, the tight ends coach, who was the primary recruiter for Bowman, and obviously already had some wide receiver commits as well. This staff is high-flying. This is a huge commitment for USC. It's big that they continue to stay above that 25-20 commitment range, because they do want a big class. They've been, I think, pretty public and open about that, obviously, since it's not even June yet. It's going to be June in 2 days, and they already have more than 25 commits. So I'm high on USC. I've already mentioned that, and the more commits keep coming in, and the more USC does to invest in football monetarily, in whether it's NIL, whether it's in a general manager position, or retaining an elite DC like D'Anton Lynn and his elite position coaches on defense and others on offense, the more I like them overall as one of the better programs in college football in the future. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you soon, and I can't wait for the college football season to kick off.